going on, everyone? My name is Jamon McKinney, or you can just call me Juice, because that is my nickname. I believe that Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns are going to have a bounce-back season in 2020. The Browns had a lot of high expectations last season from the trades they made in the offseason to the players they got on the roster, and from Baker Mayfield bursting onto the scene as a rookie. Baker Mayfield was very, very good as a rookie quarterback. He broke Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson's touchdown pass record his rookie season. He came in and was guns a-blazing, man. Baker had a very good rookie season, but this past year, Baker Mayfield took a huge step back. And part of the reason why Baker Mayfield regressed was due to coaching. Freddie Kitchens was very underwhelming as a head coach last year. You know, the offensive line really struggled. But ultimately, Baker Mayfield was out of his element. And I think that Baker Mayfield got a very big slice of humble pie this year. Baker Mayfield last offseason was making a lot of commercials. He was talking to Colin Cowherd on Twitter. You know, he was calling out Daniel Jones, calling out Sam Ehlinger, just doing a lot of silly, dumb things. But ultimately, when it comes to what Baker Mayfield did on the field, he just didn't really produce. He did not take the step that we thought that he was going to take. Because Baker Mayfield, from what he did his rookie season, that was some special stuff. You know, turning around a Cleveland Browns team that was 0-16 to a team that won 7 games that year and was looking like they were on the upward trend. But this past year, they went down, 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 and Baker was throwing interception after interception. Pick after pick after pick. Turnover after turnover after turnover for Mr. Baker Mayfield. He got out of his element last year. That was not the same Baker Mayfield that I saw at Oklahoma, that I thought should be the number 1 overall pick at the time of evaluating quarterbacks during the pre-draft process. That's not the same Baker Mayfield that was doing great things his rookie season. But see, now Baker Mayfield has extra motivation. People are doubting this guy, and they're saying he might be done for. And let's be real. Baker Mayfield's back is against the wall because based on the roster Cleveland has assembled around Baker Mayfield, if he doesn't pop this year, that raises some serious eyebrows and questions because Baker now has an improved offensive line. He's always had good wide receivers. He's got a very good tight end, and now he has a head coach that should be more stable and a head coach that runs a system that fits his skill set. Not to mention, he has 2 really good running backs. So Baker this year cannot be the problem. I think Baker's going to respond this year and have a very solid season. Like I mentioned earlier, Baker Mayfield's back is against the wall. And throughout Baker Mayfield's career, when his back has been against the wall, this guy has shined in the brightest moments. Baker Mayfield didn't get very many offers out of high school, had to walk on to Texas Tech. He shined. He won the starting job. Okay? Then, kind of gets the raw end of the deal, goes to Oklahoma, has to do the same thing. Walk on to a Division I program and win over the coaching staff and win the starting job, okay? And Baker Mayfield does that. He got better and better every single season in college. He won the Heisman Trophy his final year and led his team to the Rose Bowl. And then ultimately, Baker Mayfield won. Baker Mayfield went number 1 overall. He dominated as a rookie. He had proved all the doubters wrong. And I think that Baker Mayfield lost that chip on his shoulder. And that caused him to kind of sort of have a big head heading into that next year. You know, I'm this established quarterback. No one can touch me. And he fell flat on his face. Now, it wasn't all on Baker, like I said, because the coaching staff and the offensive line was not very good. But Baker, he deserved some blame for the Browns' struggles last season. So now Baker Mayfield has extra motivation this year because now people are selling their Baker Mayfield stock. Meanwhile, I'm going to go out and buy some of that Baker Mayfield stock because I believe Baker Mayfield is going to have his best season as a pro. Now, does that mean Baker Mayfield is going to be in the MVP conversation? Maybe, maybe not. Does that mean Baker Mayfield is going to throw for 30-plus touchdown passes? Maybe, maybe not. But I will say, I think we're going to get the most consistent version of Baker Mayfield because even dating back to Baker Mayfield's rookie season, that guy was wildly inconsistent. He turned the football over a lot. I think that Baker Mayfield will definitely cut those turnovers in half at the very least this year. He'll at least come close to cutting those turnovers in half. I can see Baker Mayfield completing somewhere around 67% of his throws, throwing for anywhere from 25 plus to 30 touchdown passes this year, having a passer rating around 100, and being an efficient, accurate distributor that is consistent and has a winning record. That's the type of season that I want to see from Baker Mayfield. That's the type of season I think we will get from Baker Mayfield. The Cleveland Browns had a lot of trouble last year because they could not block teams up front on the offensive line. But now, they improved the offensive line. They drafted Jedrick Wills. They went out and signed Jack Conklin. Now the offensive line should be improved. Not to mention, Baker already had very good skill position players at his disposal. Nick Chubb is one of the best running backs in all of football already. Kareem Hunt, we saw what he did with the Chiefs, leading them in rushing yards a couple years ago. We know what Odell Beckham Jr. is capable of doing. We know what Jarvis Landry is capable of doing. We just saw Austin Hooper dominate in Atlanta. Now you've got Harrison Bryant and David Njoku in that tight end room with Austin Hooper. I mean, Baker Mayfield, man, it's on you now, brother. And I think Baker Mayfield's going to respond this year. And also, I don't know if Kevin Stefanski will be a great head coach for the Browns, but I think that Kevin Stefanski will give Baker Mayfield a shot to succeed because he runs an offense that suits Baker Mayfield's skill set. He's a no-nonsense type of coach. And that matters because I believe that Baker Mayfield needs a grown-up in the building, a guy that will hold him accountable, unlike Freddie Kitchens, who got ran over by the entire locker room and had no control over the team. Kevin Stefanski is a no-nonsense type of coach. And listen, if Baker Mayfield is struggling and not on his P's and Q's, I've said it numerous times, Kevin Stefanski will start Case Keenum over Baker Mayfield. He just will. That's what Kevin Stefanski will do if Baker Mayfield is not acting the proper way, and if he's not on his P's and Q's, and if he's not playing well. If he plays poorly, Baker could get benched. So, Baker Mayfield, I think that he's going to have a solid year. Every time Baker Mayfield's back has been against the wall in his career, he's responded. He's played well. And now his back is against the wall. I believe Baker Mayfield is going to fly under the radar this year and have a good season. Cleveland has a favorable schedule early. They improved their tackle group. The offensive line should be improved. They should have a much more stable head coach that at least knows what he's doing. Kevin Stefanski brings 14 years of experience in the NFL to this Cleveland Browns organization. And I think that Cleveland is a 9-win football team this year. And that should be good enough to get them into the playoffs. And keep in mind, last season, the Cleveland Browns were getting a ton of buzz from talk shows on ESPN, Fox Sports 1, all that good stuff. They were getting all the press. The expectations were high for Cleveland. Now people have kind of written Cleveland off. They've said, hey, they disappointed last season. They're a joke. They're a fraud. Now this is when Cleveland flies under the radar. And I believe that Cleveland is going to be a playoff team in 2020. And I believe that Baker Mayfield will bounce back, have his best season yet as a Cleveland Brown this upcoming season in 2020-21. The Cleveland Browns will win 9 games, in my opinion, and they will be a playoff team during the 2020-21 NFL season. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God-blessed day, and I'm out.